I'm David S. Dawson from the Intellectual Podcast, a show that spotlights creatives from all walks of life, part of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the show you're checking out now. Shows on the network are individually owned, and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Find other incredibly geeky shows at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
Done. Another one, please, landlord. Oh, for my old man as well. We're celebrating.
Celebrating?
Turns out I'm not crazy. No, I'm just broken. Now, the way I see it, I can either wallow in self-pity, or I can be like those Japanese teacups which get put back together with melted gold. Or in my case, bourbon.
I think you should take this seriously.
Oh, I'm being deadly serious. Quite possibly dead. But hey, Van Gogh did incredible things with an inflamed brain, so leave me the bottle and a few spare ears.
Jack?
How did you survive it?
I didn't.
Right, the positronics. A new, fully synth prototype body. I don't suppose you've got another one in my size, have you?
I lived with Iremodic syndrome for decades. Fate is a way of surprising us. And you're young, Jack.
If only you were as good at passing on genetics as you are wisdom. For so long, my mother thought to protect me from you. To shield me from being collateral damage in the life of Jean-Luc Picard. Irony is, maybe I was doomed before I was even born.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Smoking and Drinking in Space. This is a sci-fi podcast from a couple guys who think they know sci-fi. And this week, we continue our discussion of the Picard series starring the maitre d' of Lydio, that admiral we saw for a few episodes of Battlestar Galactica, and Mr. Reading Rainbow himself. It's episodes 5 and 6 of season 3 of Star Trek Picard. But first, he's the awkward engineer who finally managed to get laid twice. It's Rob. How are you doing, Rob?
Awkward engineer that... Who am I?
Oh my God, really?
Which one am I?
You can't figure that out.
Awkward engineer.
Awkward engineer. Yeah, the engineer who was always awkward around women.
I gotcha.
Finally managed to get laid at least twice.
Yep, I'm with you now. I'm Jordy. I gotcha.
Oh my God, you're an idiot.
All right. Well, at first I was thinking you had me as like Shaw or something because he was an engineer too. I'm like, wait, when did they mention the fact that he got laid? That what? And then I'm like,
Jeez.
All right.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That took a minute.
Yeah.
That took a minute. That one was bad.
You got any news for us?
Yeah, I've got some. So, do you want topical, satirical, or this kind of sounds like the podcast that I just edited today? Yeah, I was editing a podcast today, and you gave me the same options. So I'm giving you the options: topical, satirical, or something completely different.
Let's start with something completely different. Then we'll go topical and then satirical.
All right. So dandelions are alien UFOs.
What?
Oh.
I don't. What?
Oh, sorry. I misread that first sentence. So there is a theory out there that a alien mothership might be lurking in our solar system and is watching us with tiny probes dubbed dandelion seeds. See how I could get that confused that dandelions were UFOs?
Yeah. You got this off of fucking Discord.
I did. Look, when SP slaps something down,
SP needs to stop feeding you shit.
Rob jumps on it like a bad habit. Yeah. Anyways, so there's a paper out there, a draft paper, that it is feasible that there could be a spaceship, hanging around in our neighborhood somewhere, sending out little tiny probes to see what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's as far as I got.
You remember my response to that article that he posted?
No, I don't. I don't remember that.
You don't remember the response?
No, I don't.
I think you do. I think you just don't want to.
This was posted so long ago. I've been holding it for
no, it was posted 2 or 3 days ago.
Well, I got touched by a woman today.
I don't believe you. Yeah, my response was, it's possible that Rob will someday know the touch of a woman, but I wouldn't bet on it.
Yeah, well, look, it is what it is. I have another news article.
Okay, go.
Okay. So, the new moon spacesuit was revealed on Wednesday, March 16th. So a week ago.
Okay.
2 weeks ago. Yeah. So they released images and a video of the new spacesuit or moon suit. So that's kind of exciting. It's in a nice, sleek black and orange. But that's not actually what it's going to be. It'll be white when it's actually used. They use black and orange right now so that it would hide some of the features, proprietary features or whatever, and it will be white, because it's all about keeping yourself temperature regulated when you're up there,
right,
getting blasted by radiation.
So, do you have a picture of this new moon suit?
I do. Are you wanting a picture of it? Do you?
Well,
want to
yeah,
see what it looks
I would
like?
like to see what it looks like, so we can have a short discussion about it.
Man, all right, here, fine. Paste it there. There you go. There's a picture of it.
Ooh, swanky.
Swanky, yeah. I personally, I wish they would keep it as black and orange because that'd be kind of fancy looking.
It kind of, it does kind of look pretty cool in the black and orange. It kind of looks like the suits that they used in Armageddon.
Yeah, almost, yeah. Except the suits in Armageddon, they were all orange, weren't they?
I think
construction.
I think so, maybe.
Yeah, it would be. It would be kind of cool if they were that. I understand why it can't be. But it does. The only thing I understand why it's doing that, but the only thing that looks really weird is the shoulders. It looks like the shoulders are like swung forward.
Yeah.
Like trying to do a Hans or Franz thing going on.
We will pump you up. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But I understand that's because they had to, you're working in front of you most of the time. So they had to make sure that there was good range of motion.
Right.
I wonder if the head swivels at all.
No, I doubt it would.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I bet that's stationary.
Okay. It'd be kind of cool if it swiveled just a little bit, I
mean, it's got a pretty broad range of view just in terms of the visor. So you could turn your head inside the helmet and be able to see a pretty decent range.
Right.
So you could turn your head to the left and the right. You probably have 170 degrees of visor that you can look through.
Yeah, maybe. Looks like it's got quite a few headlamps on it.
Yeah.
So I
count
that's kind of
4.
Cool. Yeah, looks like 4. Yeah, I mean, this will be interesting when it's finally shown in its full color. Or final color, I should say. It is full color right now. A few things that they did of note is that it is called AXEMU.
Yeah, I see the AX on the front.
Yeah, AXEMU. AX, I believe, is because of Axiom Space is who is running this thing or who is designing this, and then EMU because it's the extra vehicular mobility unit.
Oh, I thought it was a suit for birds.
Well, it is. I mean, they've reinforced the helmet so they'll be able to shove their head into the moon and hide. So that'll be great, especially when the dude from that door comes out and says, "Hey, what you guys doing?" Because they are going to the far side of the moon or whatever.
Are they?
Or something, or South Pole or something. They're going somewhere where they haven't been before. So somebody's coming to come out and say, "Hey, get off my lawn." It's just bound to happen. Bound to happen. So that's that. They've got this should accommodate both male and female, or at least 90% of the male and female, which I guess that 10% of the Earth won't be able to go to the moon.
That's a shame. That's a shame. I think that 10% of the Earth was really looking forward to going to the moon.
Yeah, but that's all right. But that's important, the being able to fit both male and female, because I believe they're planning on having a female go up on the first moon landing.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah. Since they will be the first person up there, first female up there ever.
Right.
That'll be interesting. And then, just because maybe it'll be a person of color, because there's that thing that they want to try to do. Because everything that I've been reading, it's like, yeah, first female and first person of color will be setting foot on the moon. It's like, okay,
cool,
congratulations. But right now they got to test it, so make sure it doesn't leak.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah. They'll do it in the the water buoyancy tank thing, whatever they call it, neutral buoyancy laboratory.
Right.
The giant swimming pool.
Right.
So they'll double check all that, make sure it doesn't leak, make sure that the range of motion is what they think it should be. So that all right. Whoop-de-doo.
All right, what else you got for us?
Moving on. I've got two more. I went 4 today.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because that alien mothership one was just I just did it just to do it. All right, so what is this? The Mars Odyssey orbiter, Mars orbiter, named the Odyssey. It's running out of gas.
Wait, it uses gas?
Well, okay, it's running out of fuel.
Oh, okay.
But good news.
What's that?
It's no longer running out of fuel.
How's that?
Well, they figured it out.
Oh, they put up a filling station up there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They figured it out apparently.
Or was there already a gas station up there someplace?
It's the only thing I can think of. Apparently, so the Odyssey has been running for about 20 years or so. It was launched. When was it launched? 2001. So it hasn't been orbiting for 20 years, but it's been in space for 20 years. 22 years. For the last couple years, NASA has been a little concerned because the fuel supply on the orbiter was running really low. So they were like, "Oh no, we've only got another couple years out of this thing, even though it's been doing really great. It's a shame."
Mm-hmm.
Well, they just recently figured out that they've got more gas than they really thought. So
did somebody put a little reserve in there and nobody told them, or?
Okay. So in their giant, I don't know. Their giant, they weren't forward thinking. They didn't put a fuel gauge on the orbiter.
What does the orbiter use as fuel? I'm assuming like plutonium or something radioactive.
No, it uses normal propellant.
Oh, so this isn't power. This is fuel for maneuvering?
For maneuvering, or maybe even, fuel for maneuvering, I guess.
Oh, okay.
To keep it afloat, so to speak. To keep it up in its
right, to
orbit.
correct orbits.
Yeah, hydrazine.
Okay,
hydrazine.
So
is what's
hydrazine gas. Yeah.
Yep. So in
they didn't put a pressure gauge on the hydrazine gas tanks.
Yeah, they didn't put any sort of gauge on it. So in 2021, summer of 2021, fuel estimates were that they had about 11 pounds of propellant remaining. Later on in January of 2022, their estimates were 6 pounds. So it would run out of fuel in like less than a year.
Okay.
Which they're like, oh, dang, that's like way sooner than we expected. Because the way that they do this, the way they check on the fuel supply is they would heat up the spacecraft, heat up the two propellant tanks using heaters that are on the spacecraft, and they would see how long it takes for them to reach a certain temperature. So as the person put here, as with a teapot, a nearly empty fuel tank would heat up faster than a full one.
Right.
It's not perfect, but it still gave mission control a good estimate of how much gas was left in the tank, so to speak. Because, putting a gauge on it just didn't make sense.
Right, yeah.
Putting a pressure gauge on something, just space, got to save space. They've been testing it that way. Come to find out, they've been testing it incorrectly. Because they trying to figure out why it was losing more fuel or didn't have as much fuel as they figured. A guy by the name of Boris Yindler, who is an outside consultant that specializes in spacecraft propellant estimation.
Boy, that's a niche specialization right there.
Isn't it? That's what I thought. I was like, damn, we just so happen to have one of those guys. He did some digging, and he figured out why their calculations were showing it so low, and that is because there is a heater on the orbiter that is really close to the connection that is between the two fuel tanks. And so since there is a heater there, it was causing the propellant to warm up faster than what was anticipated.
Oh.
So they were, the propellant was heating up faster, which meant that, they thought it was emptier, and, c'est la vie, they figured it out. Congratulations. The method of measurement's totally great. They just had to, carry a 1 somewhere.
Account for that extra heater.
Yeah, account for that extra heater. So let's see. I thought, it turns out that the orbiter is going to be good until about 2025.
Okay, so is that in line with their prediction, or?
That is in line with their prediction, but they are still checking to see if maybe they can get a better, a closer estimation, a better, refine their formula or their measurement or whatever they're doing.
Gotcha.
But less than a year to it's still got a couple years. That's great.
Cool. What else you got?
All right. So this is breaking news. Breaking news as of Sunday, March 26th. We're going to go comic books.
Oh God.
And yep. And it appears that Kang the Conqueror was trying to conquer his girlfriend, and his girlfriend didn't want none of it. And Kang was arrested.
Yeah. This is an interesting story. I've been reading a little bit about it.
Yeah. So Jonathan Majors was arrested on Saturday for what was it, domestic abuse. I don't see what let me see if I could. It doesn't say exactly what it was, but he was, domestic abuse or abusive to his girlfriend, his partner. And apparently, a lot of shit has come out since then, in that other people are speaking out and saying, he's a dick. And he's a vicious, I quote, a vicious, cruel, abusive human being.
Yeah, I read that article.
Yeah, this is coming from some people that have worked with them, and specifically A.B. Allen. Back in February, A.B. Allen is a filmmaker, tweeted that a beloved actor who in actuality is a vicious, cruel, and abusive human being, both professionally and in his personal life, and every new viral thirst tweet about him drives me insane. They never would say who it was, but then when Jonathan Majors was arrested, somebody, a user tweeted, "Now we know who this tweet was about," and A.B. Allen responded by saying, "Ding, ding, ding, ding." So we'll see if there's any fallout from that, from Disney, because Disney's significantly more aggressive.
Well, they're very risk averse, especially with their Star Wars and Marvel series. So depending upon what else comes out, I read that article. I read a few other articles about this. That says that apparently he's been a giant douche canoe for quite a while. There wasn't a lot of, some of the articles said that, some people tried to, warn about him. Just nothing happened. Some of the articles didn't mention that. I've seen a lot of outcrying from people that knew or have been around him saying that, he's a horrible human being. I haven't seen a lot of people coming to his defense. So, this is pretty new, and he says that the charges are false and that he didn't do what he's been accused of, and it's still fairly early in the investigation. So I'm not throwing any kind of weight to any of these articles quite yet. I want to see a little more information come out before I make judgment, but.
Yeah, but I mean, so people have come.
There's a lot of smoke. There's a lot of smoke right now. So
I mean, somebody saying something back in February, and then this happening, and they pretty much say, "Yep, this is who I was talking about way back then."
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens.
It's unfortunate if it is, because he was doing a really good job as King the Conqueror, and I can't see Disney holding on to him, especially if the allegation is true. I mean, It may be that the allegation isn't true, but he's still a giant douche nozzle. I don't know what Disney would do at that point, but if these domestic abuse charges are true, I can't imagine Disney holding on to him.
But I mean, they got rid of what's her face for just tweeting something.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is.
Yeah, but then they turned around Cara Dune. What was her name?
That was the character. Yeah.
Yeah. But then they didn't do anything about Letitia Wright.
Right.
When she was going on her anti-vax tirade.
Right. And I wonder if maybe they got enough flack from the Cara Dune incident that they kind of pulled back a little bit on the Letitia Wright thing.
Right.
They didn't want to go quite as hard, especially since, they had Black Panther 2 coming out.
Yeah,
soon,
and
so
Chadwick was
was already passed.
had already passed, and then it's kind of like shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm not.
Yeah,
judging,
I'm not saying that Disney is axing people for moral reasons or ethical reasons. I'm saying Disney is axing people for money reasons.
Oh yeah. Well, they don't want to be associated with it because it'll hurt.
Right.
Yeah. And they need all the non-hurt they can get right now.
Yep.
All right. So that is all I got.
Okay.
That was 23 minutes. Did I waste enough time?
I think so. I mean, I liked these 2 episodes, so I'd rather get into it. It's not like we're reviewing a shit movie.
Look, just shut up and start the pod crawl. You're wasting time.
Let's do this.
We can call it, I don't know, say a pod crawl? The pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Excellent! Insert it deep! Pod crawl! Kind of like a space suppository full of information.
Jack is having dark fantasies about murder, death, killing the crew as Riker hands the ship back over to Captain Sunshine. Shaw contacts Starfleet, who immediately sends an interrogation squad out to question Picard and Riker over their shenanigans. The squad is led by none other than Ro Laren, the Bajoran-turned-Maquis-turned-Starfleet intelligence officer. Picard is having none of his former protege questioning his methods after her betrayal of defecting to the Maquis. Ro drags Picard into the holodeck, because that's where all the deep conversations happen in the series, and they have it out, have a cry, hug, and forget. Ro tells Picard that Starfleet has been infiltrated in the highest positions, and that he can trust no one. She then gives him her earring, and tells her retinue they are leaving. Well, since her personal guard are, of course, changelings, they sabotage her shuttle when heading back and beam back aboard the Titan to abscond with Jack. Jack, or at least his dark passenger, is having none of that shit and takes out his 4-man death squad escort with ease. With Ro dead and the Intrepid temporarily disabled, the Titan beats feet out of the sector, now a ship on the run. Picard and Riker hook up Ro's earring to their USB-C hub and get a bunch of classified documents as well as a couple of operatives that they recognize. Ro is Worf's and, by proxy, Raffi's handler. They send out a message to Worf to join them on their outlaw crusade as Jack confesses to his mom that he's got some mental issues. Turns out his mental issues are due to the Irremotic syndrome he inherited from Papa Picard. Meanwhile, Worf and Raffi arrive, and the team plans to raid Daystrom Station to find out what the changeling stole. When they arrive, Worf, Raffi, and Riker all beam to the station, but then a few Starfleet ships come to break up the party, and the Titan hauls us out of there to a Starfleet ship museum run by none other than Geordi LaForge. While on the station, Worf and the gang are accosted by the station's security system, a projection of the hologram of Professor Moriarty, who has terrible aim and even worse pitch. Riker figures out the riddle and finishes Pop Goes the Weasel for him, which gives them access to the central computer. The central computer is comprised of Soong's discarded artificial offspring all crammed together in a new, aged data-like shell. Starfleet, however, sends a raiding party so they have to leave quick fast and in a hurry, and Riker stays behind to cover their escape but gets captured in the process. Back at the museum, Geordi declines the invitation to help out Picard and become an outlaw like him, but his daughter and Jack decide that the Titan needs a cool new cloaking device, so they steal the one from the bird of prey with the custom whale tank inside. Geordi changes his mind about helping, because now he has an engineering problem to solve, and with their new cloaking capabilities, they head back to Daystrom just in time to beam out Worf and the gang, minus Riker, and plus a very confused android. They hook up Data Lore Lol B4 to charge and start interrogating it, them, him, whatever. Turns out, the changelings grave robbed Daystrom for Picard's old bones. Riker is about to be hauled off to Starfleet after getting a few face smacks, but refusing to talk. His interrogator shoots the other guards while face melting and then beams to the Shrike with Riker, and roll Riker losing all of his cocky swagger when they reveal they'd captured Troy. Credits.
All right. So, episodes 5 and 6 of season 3 of Star Trek Picard. We're moving ahead pretty quickly at this point.
It's picking up steam.
Yeah. So, a lot happened in these 2 episodes. The Titan actually got the hell out and is actually being pursued by Starfleet, although they're kind of dropping little decoy buoys and warping out before they get captured.
Right. Dropping a deuce and then leaving.
Yep.
Yep.
And before this, Shaw had contacted Starfleet saying, giving a report of what happened. Starfleet came to interrogate Riker and Picard for a possible court martial, which,
right,
makes sense because of the shit that they pulled.
You asshats stole my ship. Yeah, you're going to pay.
Yeah. But then it turns out that Starfleet has actually been kind of compromised up to, possibly the highest levels by this changeling incursion.
Yeah. How many levels are there?
Like any bureaucracy, there's going to be levels upon levels, I'm sure.
Are there levels inside of levels?
There might be levels. It might be levelception. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So is there anybody higher than the admirals?
Yeah. So there's various different levels of admiral, right?
Okay.
And then you've got the politicians from the Federation that kind of hold the reins of Starfleet.
Right. So the president of the Federation is technically in charge of Starfleet. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
gotcha.
So Picard doesn't know who to trust, and I guess Ro and him had a heart-to-heart. They kind of figured out that neither one of them were changelings. They buried the hatchet, and then Ro instantly gets killed.
Well, yeah, why hold on to another character? They've got plenty already.
Well, yeah, so the Ro character was interesting. I liked her in The Next Generation. She wasn't on there just a ton, though.
No.
I want to say she was on there for several episodes during one season and like one episode on another season.
Yeah, but then they make it sound like it's like she's like Tasha Yar or something like that, like a main character that defected,
Well, she was. So that last episode that she was on, Picard had her infiltrating the Maquis as a spy to get information, right? And then she turned around and decided to stick with the Maquis. So that was the thing that actually happened in The Next Generation.
Right. I read that. I don't remember that. I was young when TNG came out.
I thought you were watching the TNG series a while back.
Look, I ran out of time because I've been having to watch other stuff like a madman. And
whose fault is that?
Yours.
How's that my fault?
Look, you decided that you wanted to do like 14 billion episodes.
Oh, no.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
No. That was The Man in the Mirror.
Man in the Mirror? No, it wasn't. That was you.
No, you go stare at a mirror, and that was the person that decided on that.
No, you okayed it. You could have vetoed it, but no, you okayed it. So other stuff happened, and I haven't gotten very far on rewatching. It also doesn't help that I'm watching it on Paramount Plus with commercials.
Ooh, boo.
Yeah, so
always go commercialless.
Yeah, look, some of us just aren't lucky to get a commercial-free version for some strange-ass reason. I don't know how you handled that, but dang.
Shh, don't tell them.
Yes, because they listen to your show.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah.
It would be just my luck.
Yeah.
That one of the people that is in charge of that would be listening and going, and start doing some investigation.
Well, you know what? In that case, hey, can you guys just be great and turn the commercials back on for Jason and give me the commercial free access so I can rub it in his face?
Fuck you. This is getting edited out.
No, keep it. Keep it in there. We got to see. We have to do an experiment.
It's not just the commercial free access. It's just the free access.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You never got charged for it. Are you sure you didn't like pay for like a year in advance or something like that? And you're just on the tail end of it?
Oh, I'm sure. I can't pay for it if I wanted to.
You can't pay for it if you wanted
No,
to?
the account is jacked up. I can't make any changes to the account.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shh. Star Trek.
Moving on. All right.
Moving on. Star Trek.
Yeah. So what'd you think of these 2 episodes?
So I liked the first one. It was good. The intrigue was in there. Again, don't know enough of Ro to know, to feel the hatred behind her, that Picard was feeling. I got no context for that.
Mm-hmm.
I just know of her. Frankly, I was waiting for the Pegasus to show up and then for her to shoot somebody in the face.
Right.
Because that's what she does as a captain.
Right.
Oh, but she's a...
No, she was an admiral.
Oh, admiral. That's right. That's what you do as an admiral. You shoot people in the face.
Yes.
Yep. Anyway, so I was more intrigued by the not political plot, but the subterfuge of the changelings, and what they're doing there. I am happy that they tried to explain the changelings and the reason why they don't look like gold goo anymore.
Oh, because of the virus, right?
Virus. They think it's because of the virus or an evolution, because now they can bypass the scanners.
Right.
I am happy that they, and that's actually something that I didn't think of, in terms of, okay, they had this whole war against the changelings. Wouldn't they have countermeasures? Type of deal. I didn't think about that in and amongst it. It was just like, okay, the war's over. I was kind of impressed that that Seven brought that up, that they brought up the whole, we have bioscanners that, when you go into any ship or whatever, that are supposed to look for that kind of thing.
Right. I thought they did mention that in an episode earlier.
Well, they had, did it, was it? They mentioned it, how to get past, but they never mentioned the fact that it's like, they shouldn't have been able to type of deal. It was just, how did they get past us? And they mentioned, that, after the war, we had all these things in place. And I thought that was a kind of a neat extra that they added, and that,
right.
It's not episode of the day type of stuff.
Right.
They're actually bringing old stuff back.
There was a lot of nostalgia in these 2 episodes.
Oh God! Now I do have a few issues, and we can talk about that. But it's kind of in the Daystrom area there.
Okay.
But so that episode I liked. Second episode, I liked that as well. Sort of. Overall, I liked it. I have some very problematic issues, and I will mention that I hate doing 2 episodes at a time.
Why?
Well, because I can't like make predictions.
You can make predictions.
Well, I can, but I can't make the prediction on the show and then be able to say, "Dang, I was right yet wrong."
I was wrong.
You were, you were off.
I was way off. Yeah.
You were way off. Samsonite. Oh my God. You were way off.
Yeah. So I enjoyed these 2 episodes. I thought the 5th episode was a good transition to kind of moving the plot forward. So we're kind of hitting this crescendo where the plot is moving forward at a higher speed. A lot is going on in these 2 episodes, but I still think it's well paced. I didn't feel rushed on anything so far.
No, It was rushed. It was rushed, but it was rushed for the right reason.
Right.
On episode 5, it was.
I didn't feel like they were rushing through the plot just to get through it.
No, they were rushing because of it needed to happen.
Right. Yeah. Time was a factor.
Yes. Yeah. So it was a very good pace. Sense of urgency.
I liked seeing Ensign Rowe again, she's Commander Rowe now.
Commander Rowe.
And because she was actually a pretty good character on The Next Generation, in my opinion. I enjoyed the episodes that she was on. And I was sorry to see that she had left the show back in the day. And after doing some reading, I kind of understand why she didn't want to become a main cast. They actually had intended for her to go over to DS9 as one of the main cast. So she was going to be...
she was going to be Kira.
Yeah, she was going to be Kira's character. Or she was going to... And they replaced her character with Kira.
Right. She was going to be the liaison.
Between Starfleet and Bajor.
And they were going to try to solve the Maquis situation.
Right. But she didn't want to be held down to a lead cast for 5 or 6 seasons, and so she decided nah. Which is a shame. I think she would have. Well, I don't know. The writing on DS9 sucked, so I don't know that she could have helped that. I think it would have been. There would have been some changes though, because that's a really different character from what I've seen from Kira.
Right. Kira's very much religious.
Right.
She was military, but she was very religious. She was very deep in her prophets and that kind of thing. And I didn't get that from Ro much. No. At least not here. Apparently she held, her earring and everything was very important to her in TNG. So it's kind of interesting. They're like, hey, where's that?
Right. Let's see. What else? What
about 6?
Say what?
What about 6? Episode 6.
So I like
done with 5.
Yeah. So 5 was kind of a transition episode. So we're getting the gang back together. So Rafi and Worf finally meet up with the Titan.
Right.
And that was due in large part to the episode, the events that happened in episode 5, with Ro passing on the information through her earring. Mm-hmm. It was sad to see like Ro actually die. I guess that character is done for, and that makes sense because I doubt
is she though?
You don't think? Yeah, I think so.
Look, they've been known to bring characters back to life.
I don't see how she would have gotten off the shuttle alive before the explosion.
Excuse me. I got a little data stuck in my throat.
So I think the character's done for. I think she's dead.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to see some more of Jack's hallucinations. And as we learn in the next episode, Jack's hallucinations are supposedly caused by the Irumodic syndrome. Do you think that that's actually the reason?
I don't think so, because Picard never mentioned that he suffered from hallucinations.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, they kind of explained that a little bit on the last 2 episodes of The Next Generation. When he was flipping back and forth through time,
right? When
he was Old Man Picard, they were questioning whether he was actually, seeing what he saw because of his Irumodic syndrome.
Right. So but they weren't violent.
No, they weren't violent, but
hallucinations. Jack seems to be having like some massive, violent, nightmarish things.
Right.
So
yeah, I'm not convinced that it's the Irumodic syndrome that's actually causing his hallucinations either.
Yeah, I think they just found out that he has it, and that's what they're attributing it to. But there's got to be something else, because why do the changelings want Jack?
Right. Yeah. And that's the key, too, because they want Jack, but they also apparently wanted some of Picard's, genetic information, too, because that's actually what they stole from Daystrom Station. And I was getting Daystrom Station and Daystrom Institute conflated.
Yeah.
So whenever I made my predictions, I thought that they had robbed Daystrom Institute and not Daystrom Station. I guess Daystrom Station is something new that they built since the first season of Picard, because B4 used to be at Daystrom Station or at Daystrom Institute. Yeah. But now B4
they pulled out the shelf.
Yeah. And now B4 is at the Daystrom Station.
Yeah. Well, no, his head was there.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, maybe that's new. Because they also talked about AI, or not AI, artificial beings being citizens now or something, or being allowed.
Yeah. So they lifted the ban on synthetic research.
Synthetic research and synthetic societies or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe they built. It's a Section 31 station apparently.
Right.
So there's no telling, but yeah, I wasn't confused on it. I knew that they were two separate things, but I didn't, I'm like, oh, okay, well, Daystrom's got a station also, but I didn't think it was like classified, that type of deal.
Right.
But I knew it wasn't the Institute. That's, I'm like, seriously, the Institute, they stole something from the Institute down on the planet.
Right.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So, yeah, my prediction was wrong. So I had predicted that that Data was going to be what they had stolen, or Lore. Yeah. Lore was what they had stolen from the Daystrom Station, and that Picard and the crew were going to use Moriarty as kind of a countermeasure against whatever Lore was doing.
Right.
Yeah, I was totally wrong. So
totally in left.
Moriarty was just this kind of cameo appearance that acted as the front end of the security system, and really it was just a riddle that was being posed by the Data, or the Soong conglomeration that was running Daystrom Station, as this riddle to open the secret door that Riker had to figure out.
Right. And I predicted that, and this is where I was getting at before, is so in the episode when they were talking about it was secured by a sophisticated AI, that's when I started kind of sort of putting two to two together. And I said that the AI, and I texted you this, I said that the AI was Lore and or Moriarty.
Right.
Because it could have been either one, because Moriarty was something more than just a hologram.
Yeah. In fact, they gave him a portable hologram later on, right? And allowed him to actually leave the holodeck.
Right. So he didn't get a mobile emitter like a la, Doctor from Voyager, but they gave him like what they made a ship that had holograms or something like that. So I was thinking, okay, that's what's holding down the AI. Boy, and I was slightly wrong too. It wasn't Lore. Apparently it's a Data. I would have never thought of Data. Who would have thought that they would have brought Data back alive for the third time?
I know. This is getting a little ridiculous.
I'm over it. I really okay, so I'm okay to an extent of the reasoning. It was a copy of his positronic brain from that he had downloaded when he was trying to do stuff or whatever. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is the fact that they're still saying that he's Data. They're saying he's something else and something else, but I would have been better if it was something that looked like Brent Spiner, but was something, a new character that had access to Data's memories, so to speak, not the way that they went now, where it's basically split personalities and Data actually shows up.
Right.
And it's like, and they start calling him Data. I would have been a lot, mostly because they have tried so hard to kill that guy off twice now.
And I don't think that Brent Spiner enjoys getting in all that makeup. I thought that I had read that he didn't want to do Data anymore because he didn't want the fucking time that it took to get in the makeup.
Right.
And now he's doing it again. Jesus Christ, man. They must have fucking backed up a fucking truckload of money to him.
Yeah, something. Well, they lessened the time. I read somewhere. I read an interview. Brent and LaForge, whatever his name. Oh my God, LeVar Burton. I was like, yeah, I was drawing a blank. They did an interview, and supposedly they got the makeup time down quite a bit for Data. So it doesn't take near as long and isn't as intrusive,
okay,
so to speak, I guess. I guess better contacts and
right.
That kind of deal. So yeah, but I guess they paid enough money.
I guess so. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see if they keep Data online and actually take him with them, because we saw Lore's personality pop up a few times.
Right.
And that is definitely not what they want to, complicate this entire matter. The last thing they need to do is deal with Lore as well as this changeling threat.
Yeah. So it looks like Data is a golem as well. Like Picard. Right. So it sounded like when Soon was talking that he made himself a synthetic body similar to Picard's, and that
but it's not
die.
It's not fully synthetic though, right? Or it's not fully biosynthetic, because he shot a projection out of his eye holes.
Right. Yeah. But maybe the body itself is biosynthetic, and that there's a shelf life to it. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, I mean, hopefully this will be the last time.
Yeah. So it's interesting that the changelings stole Picard's old body. It's even more interesting that Starfleet preserved both Picard's old body and Kirk's old body.
Okay, so here's this is a quibble. They shouldn't be able to hold on to Kirk's body.
Why?
Kirk was vaporized in the ribbon.
Was he? No.
Was.
Kirk died. Kirk died on that planet that they were generations.
Okay, yeah. So he got
pulled out of the ribbon, helped Picard stop what's his face from launching the rocket that would have hit the ribbon or made the ribbon hit the planet. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that because I was like, no, he dematerialized or whatever. Like there was no body when he got sucked into the ribbon.
No,
I forgot.
He got pulled out of the ribbon. Yeah,
he got out of the ribbon, helped, and then got crushed by the bridge. That's right.
Yep. That's
right. Okay. All right. Well, it was still a problem that I had then. I was like, wait a minute. There was no body. What the hell?
No, they've actually been pretty tight this
They
season
have been.
about
They've been doing pretty good.
continuity. Yeah.
I'm a little convoluted on the Genesis device making a cameo. I thought there was only the one.
The Genesis, I missed that.
You missed the Genesis device?
I did.
That was that purple hueish thing that Worf looked at the very beginning. I went back and paused it because like that looks like the Genesis, and it did. It said Genesis on it.
Oh yeah, I missed that.
Yeah, so the very first thing before even the Kirk reveal, the first thing that they looked at was a Genesis device, and I thought there was only the one because the Doctor didn't want to do it again after the whole Wrath of Khan fiasco.
Well, yeah, but they still would have had the information on how to build another device.
Would they have? Because I thought all that got destroyed. I thought they were the only two that could do it. You know, his son and, you know, the booty call. I thought they were the only ones that really knew how it worked.
But the station that they were on that they had all that research on didn't get destroyed.
Well, that's true. Well, maybe they made another one. Or it's just an Easter egg still.
Right.
I mean, I didn't have a quabble with that one.
It is Section 31, so they may have just, used the old information and made a new one.
Right. Maybe. So I'm thinking Picard. I'm thinking there is something that they need to do on Founders Day, and they need Picard DNA.
Well, I mean, but why? I mean, what could it possibly be that they need Picard DNA for Founders Day?
We'll just have to watch and find out.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't...
7 and 8 next episode.
I don't know why they would need Picard. That's the one thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. So they need Jack. Is it just the Picard genes that they need? Are they trying to...
Well, no, why are they running after Jack? They got Picard a long time ago.
I don't know.
Not a long time ago, but they had Picard from the beginning of the show. Right? Because they stole Picard when they stole the portal device.
That's true. Yeah, so why do they need Jack as well?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
Was maybe when Picard, and I'm using air quotes, and Crusher got together, maybe it wasn't Picard. Maybe it was a changeling as Picard, and Crusher had a changeling baby.
You think laugh. That's how it works?
You laugh, sir.
Well, but Picard remembers hooking up with Beverly, though.
Does he, though?
He seemed to.
Can you, I mean, maybe they've been infiltrating at the highest level. Maybe they implanted that memory into his positonic brain.
I mean, maybe it's possible. But again, it's also possible that you'll someday know the touch of a woman.
Look, anything is possible.
Anything is possible, but whether it's probable or not is another question.
Well, fine. But, I mean, yeah. Okay. Another question for you. This was another issue that I had.
What?
So I really liked the ship graveyard, the ship museum.
Yes, that was really cool.
That was cool to see all those different ships. I read an article that kind of that identified them all, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. It took me. I was like, dang, what the hell is the New Jersey? Apparently, the New Jersey is based off of the directors, not the directors, but Kurtzman, I think. That's his home state.
Okay.
So they named one of the Constitution class the New Jersey. No actual significance other than it was a Constitution class.
Right. Then we had the
Bird
new
of Prey.
Constitution class with the Enterprise A.
Yep. Bird of Prey. HMS Bounty or whatever, the Bounty.
Right.
Would they? I mean, this is like, okay, so yeah, it won't be out anyway. Time travel for you. Here we go. This is the same problem that we had with Wonder Woman 84. Would you have a ship in a museum that had a fully functional cloaking device still installed on it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, maybe if you want to keep the ship whole, and supposedly, they're going to have some fairly decent security around all of that. And it is pretty ancient technology, so I'm not sure how long that cloaking device is going to last.
It's still a good it's still functional though.
Well, yeah, apparently it is. Yeah,
So
I mean that's a good observation. It's a huge security risk to have something like that on a still active ship. Yeah,
that's like or not a still active ship, an inactive ship.
Well, I mean they got that somehow. They could have towed it out, but I mean,
yeah. But I'm just saying. I mean, it's more or less it's decommissioned. It's a museum piece.
Right.
That's like keeping a fighter jet fully fueled.
Right.
So you can steal it and take it to Egypt.
Right.
I mean, so I had a little, I was like, yeah, I mean, I understand they needed some way to do it. I thought they were going to hijack one of the other ships. Like everybody just switch.
Yeah. One of the older ships that wasn't fully connected to the Starfleet network.
Yeah, I was thinking we were going to get like, the Voyager or hell, even the 1701A or whatever.
Right, that would have been
original.
cool. They take the Enterprise A out.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking.
That's one thing that we haven't seen in the Picard series, right? We haven't seen the Enterprise,
and supposedly we're going to.
They're going to show the Enterprise F.
That's been the rumor that there will be an Enterprise will be shown. That was prevailing rumors before the season had even started.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm curious about is supposedly in season 1, Worf was the captain of the Enterprise. Now, I think it was still the Enterprise E. It may have been the Enterprise F. I can't remember exactly.
I think it was still the E. It was still the E back then.
So the Enterprise E, Worf was the captain of the Enterprise E supposedly back then. Right. So I guess what happened between season 1 and season 3 that Worf decided to, pretty much leave Starfleet?
He found meditation.
You found meditation. Yeah, this is a kindler, gentler Worf. Are you cool with that?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm okay with him being kinder and gentler or whatever, but can still kick ass when he needs to.
He can.
I'm okay with this. It gives a little bit of humor to a relatively dark season.
I loved whenever they were beaming over to Daystrom Station, and the comment after Worf says something about I'm about peace and I'm a pacifist.
We're all gonna die.
Riker goes, "We're all gonna die."
Yeah. Yeah. So I am okay with that. Something happened. He's getting older, I guess, and he's just. The guy's seen a lot of war.
Right.
He's seen a lot of battles and conflicts, and he's my guess is he's semi-retired. Right.
Right. No, I can see that. And I actually do like this new twist to the character. It's definitely it's a total 180 from his character in TNG and DS9, where he is all about fighting first and asking
very
questions
impatient.
later.
Yeah, very impatient. Yeah.
So I think it's a nice twist to the character, and it still stays true to kind of his personality. So
yeah. Yep.
Final question that I have: do you think that's Deanna on the Shrike?
Yeah.
You do? You think they actually went and got Deanna?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they did. I think because I don't find it implausible that they wouldn't have, because they've infiltrated Starfleet, so it's really easy to just have a Starfleet ship pick her up and then do a 180 on her and and throw her in prison and then transfer to the Shrike. I don't think the Shrike went and got her, but I think she had minions go and get her.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm questioning it heavily. I'm not convinced that that's Deanna at this point.
Yeah. I honestly didn't even think anything of it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I think I would be a little, not upset, but I think it would be a cop-out to bring the actress back to not play herself, not to play Deanna.
She's played herself a little bit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it was a blink and you missed it type of deal. And now all of a sudden she's given a meaty role, or so to speak, but she's not even herself. She's playing a changeling.
Right.
It'd be kind of like, really? I mean, hey, we're getting the whole group back together, but not you. You're actually somebody completely different.
Yeah, I can see that.
It'd be kind of, yeah. I mean, hell, if they can bring Data back alive for this stupid ass reason, they sure as hell better let her play herself and not a changeling playing her.
Well, maybe they'll bring the actual Deanna back.
Oh, to say, oh, Will, I missed you. And then they walk off into the sunset, roll credits. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. She's already been on oh, no, you know what it is? They're only allowed to have one strong female lead from TNG, and they gave it to Crusher this time.
Oh.
So now Deanna's got to be arm candy instead of the other way around.
She was arm candy in like the first, 3 or 4 seasons of TNG.
Yeah. Until she got her own.
Until they actually put her in a uniform. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Any final thoughts?
Let's move on. Let's get 7 and 8 coming.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to 7 and 8.
Let's get some answers questioned.
Answers questioned?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right. You got a haiku for us this week?
I do. This one is titled Underlying Theme. Old Ship Museum. Old friend refuses to die. Old crew reunite.
Okay. Cool.
The theme is old people.
Yeah, gotcha. I got that from the old in every stanza. Yeah.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
You
got any awards this week?
I'm supposed to.
Again, do you got any awards this week?
I can.
Who's got your head lush?
I'm
sorry, your black lung.
I was going to say, why are you skipping that one? Vatic.
Yep. That's who's getting mine too, Vatic.
Heck yeah. Yep.
She lights up on the bridge of the Shrike like a hobo on leave.
Which, I mean, is she just doing it just because she can? Because she's a changeling.
Yeah, I don't know.
Does nicotine or whatever? I mean, they don't eat.
I don't know. Maybe now that they have organs, they
can simulate organs.
Well, maybe those simulated organs also simulate the function that those organs actually perform.
Okay, maybe.
So maybe she is actually absorbing the nicotine when she smokes.
Gets her going.
All right, who's got your head lush?
I gave it to Jack.
Jack? Okay.
Yeah, they went to the bar. And he drowned his news of, basically being destined to die from an incurable brain disease. So he consoled himself with a bottle of whiskey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack will get mine too.
Okay.
Player.
So I don't, the only thing I could say is, I'm going to give it to 7.
Okay.
Because Rafi shows up.
Yeah.
And Rafi is all, has been missing 7 or whatever. And 7's just kind of like, whatever. Business is normal.
Yeah, but do you think she actually feels that way?
Probably not.
And why do you think they broke up in the first place? Do you think they'll go over that?
Yeah, see, that's what they're both working for Starfleet, so it's not like, oh, you know what? I bet you it is because Rafi went back into the spy business.
Oh, you think that's the reason?
I think so.
Okay.
Because they had that whole argument in the second season where you live for this stuff. This gets you going type of deal. They were having that whole they were arguing over you always have to sabotage yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
And she kind of did the same thing by taking a undercover deep cover assignment.
Yeah.
Now, whether she took the deep cover assignment and that's why they broke up, or they had broken up for another reason and she took the deep cover assignment to try to get away, I don't know. You know what I mean? Trying to forget her problems.
Right.
So.
Okay. My player is going to go to Deanna. She has Will, wrapped so tight around her finger that the instant he sees her, his swagger. So he's captured by the changelings. He's basically toying with them. They want information. He's like, "Fuck you! I'm not giving you any information. You can torture me, you can kill me. I don't care. I'm not giving you anything." Until he sees Deanna, and then he's like, "Well, fuck."
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's Deanna so much as it's just, it's just him at that point, right? And now they've got something over him.
Yeah, Deanna.
Yeah, it could have been somebody else, maybe that he.
Do you think, honestly, if they had somebody like Geordi or
his kid, he'd be like, screw it, whatever, kill that bastard. Oh wait, no, that one's already dead.
You think so? Maybe his kid, but somebody like LaForge or even Data or anybody else, other than possibly Picard, because that's his work wife, and Deanna. Do you think he would give any information just because they're threatening somebody else, other than those two people?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, neither do I. So she's getting my player.
Okay.
All right, who's got your purple hippo?
I'm giving it to Jack in his crazy ass dreams, especially the one that made him take out 4 people or 4 changelings.
That's a good one.
He didn't know he didn't know they were changelings at the time. That's the screwed up part. Is he went freaking psycho and thought they were humans.
Right.
How'd you know they were changelings?
I didn't. Do you think that was Jack at the wheel though, or do you think that was?
I don't think
maybe
so.
whatever's possessing him.
I think it's whatever's possessing him, or whatever's controlling him, or doing whatever. Because he had that. At the beginning of the episode or whatever, he had that dream where he murdered the entire bridge crew, and then he comes to, sees that he has a phaser in his hand and drops it.
Right
immediately.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, man. I don't, there's something wrong with him, and it's not him.
It's not necessarily the Irremotic. Yeah.
No, there is something else.
Yeah, I agree. Well,
he's got a changeling stuck inside him. That's how they are able to get around the detectors.
That's actually not a bad theory.
Yeah, they breed themselves inside humans or whatever, absorb their essence.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
So yeah, mine's gonna go to Data Lore Lol before.
Okay.
Because when they put him online, he was switching through several different personalities and very, very confused. And that's got to be just an absolute weird fucking moment to be brought online and have pretty much no idea where you're at or who you are.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah,
I'll take it. I'll buy that one.
Okay. All right.
What are we doing next week?
Next week, I think. Why don't we do this new show called Star Trek Picard?
Can we start in the middle of the season and just do like 6 and 7 or 7 and 8?
Let's do 7 and 8.
Okay.
Yeah. And let's do season 3. Let's not do the first two.
Just totally skip season 1
Yeah.
and 2.
Let's just skip season 1, skip season 2. We'll just do 7 and 8 of season 3.
If the show's any good, it gets to the 3rd season, and that's when it really starts getting good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, so next episode we will be doing season 3 of Star Trek Picard, episodes 7 and 8. It's decided. We'll just pivot away from everything else that we've done, and do that.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah. I'm on board.
All right. Well, that's all we've got for this week. Our intro and outro music is Welcome Home by Cambo. Podcrawl music is Snack Fix by Machette. If you like the show, please rate and review us on iTunes. You can leave us feedback on our Discord channel at smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Discord, or you can email us at smokinganddrinkinginspace@outlook.com. If you'd like to throw a few nickels our way, you can become a Patreon supporter by going to smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Patreon, and make sure to visit Gonna Geek for more great shows at gonnageek.com. For this episode, I am Jason.
Dude, I would have just taken the Defiant. It already had a pre-installed cloaking device on a Federation ship.
Yeah, but it's a pretty small ship to go do shit with.
They've got a skeleton crew. It's fine.
All right. We'll talk to you next episode.